Okay, so I did a quick video about this and how it frustrated me to the point where I actually tapped out. The whole reason I tapped out was I was there to test this unit, not to spend 12 hours plus in the dark. Anyway, so what ended up happening is I went fishing with a friend, set up my tent, had the camp set up, did a pre-warm up. It worked flawlessly on the first go. And we went out fishing. I went back and turned it on, and it threw an error code, and it threw an error code, and it threw an error code, and it would not relight. And put a long story short, the Irish in me turned on, and I ended up packing up rather quickly and coming home. And I was not impressed with the unit, and I was absolutely not impressed with myself because I'm not one that taps. Now, I will say one thing, when I first got the unit, I did not know, because the instructions kind of suck, that if power is disconnected while it is cooling down, it can damage the motherboard or the glow plug. So the first time I used it in my backyard, I disconnected the power before the fan shut off. After I turned the unit off, the fan has to cool it down. But I did do, hi Bowie. I did do some modifications that most of them have been done, but this is one that I don't think I've seen anywhere else. The hardline fuel lines are very well known. But what I did is I put the fuel filter. Now this is a kit that you can buy for like 25 bucks. I put the fuel filter below the unit, ran the hard rigid fuel line up to the top of the pump. I lowered the pump vertically, so it's straight up, straight down. When you first get it, it's on an angle. Now, as I can see right now, I do have fuel in the fuel line. So if it was back bleeding itself, wherever my fuel line would probably naturally be where the fuel would be. I still have fuel right at the top of the pump, so I'll take that as a woohoo. So that's good. So yeah, rigid line down and across. On the outside. Then on the fuel pump side, as you can see, I lowered the pump down. Rigid line, this is the common mod. Rigid line down, run it longer through the port, and it's mounted to the bottom. So it comes with a soft silicone line, and it cavitates and it allows air, and then when the fuel hits the atomizer, it doesn't want to light up. So what did I do? These are the mods that I did. This is a kit that comes on Amazon, same place with the heater. I did that. So yesterday's test was, I did five or six from cold, bring it up the temperature, let it run 15 to 20 minutes, and then shut it off, let it cool down, and then leave it for an hour, fire it up over and over and over and over again, 5-6 times. And zero issues. Then the ultimate test was I left the unit outside last night with the battery attached. Everything was as it was. And when I got up this morning, we had about 3 inches of snow. Everything was buried. I swept the snow off, hit the turn on button. The battery was left outside too, and hit the button, fired right up. Everything was good. So I'm going to attempt to take this out again and go out and sleep on the ice or on shore, whatever. If one other thing though, I will have this as a backup and go. Other modifications, it's very, very flimsy. Like you can tell it's flimsy. Nothing holds the fuel tank in place. So I think I'm gonna run some kind of like a neoprene padding or something in between to keep this thing a little more safe. Not safe, but if things can move, things can break. So if I can rigid it up a little bit, I think that's a good thing. That's what I'm going to do with that. That's the next thing. My only issue that I still have, the manual I got with this does not have my switchboard. So I have a power on and a left and a right. Every control panel that they show in here is not at all the same. So I've kind of had to like randomly press buttons and try to figure out which is which which I kind of got it figured out to the point where I know how to prime it and I know how to change the language now and turn it on and turn it off. So other than that, I'll make do with what it is. Oh, and the power setting. So I'll probably start it at the high power and then run it at like 4 or 3 into the tent. The plan is to mount this outside of the tent with a feed line going into the tent, but the battery will be inside the tent underneath the heat source to keep the battery warm, because apparently warm batteries are better than cold batteries. But that's the plan. If you buy one of these things, make sure you get the upgraded fuel kit, fuel line kit. They're like 20 bucks, 25 bucks delivered to your door, and definitely worth it. And other than the smell of diesel, very easy to do. So hope you enjoyed this video, and this is the Forest Monk signing off for the day, and then hopefully we can get more content out next week with some fish on the ice or food on the ice. Cheers.